Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, The Book of Shadows and Lights. This video is a discourse on the most common altar tools used in Wicca and witchcraft, and what they mean and how to use them. The discussion of the use of tools will be spread over a three-part series. This video will define the tools. The second video will be about how to build your altar. And the third will be about how to use the tools and the altar together. I was told many moons ago to buy tools for the craft without haggling. Buy and use beautiful things. Buy things or use things that you already own that hold some emotion for you. These will be your sacred tools for your sacred space. No other space in the world contains what your space contains, nor does it look like or exactly like your sacred space. The tools are usually acquired slowly, sometimes over years. They're often swapped out when you find or receive something that you may like better, whether it's part of a tea set that your grandmother used to use or something new to you that you spotted and had to have, or maybe that rock that you found when you were a kid and kept for no good reason you could think of until now. You probably put a lot of memories into that rock. The first of your tools is the 𝗧𝗵𝗡. The 𝗧𝗵𝗡 is a ritual knife that is used for casting circles and directing energy. In various books on the subjects, it's usually regarded as a symbol of masculine energy. Any other knife can be used for cooking, but this knife should never be used as a utilitarian knife. It is used in and when drawing the circle. And a 𝗧𝗵𝗡 is a ceremonial blade, generally said to be a double-edged knife with a black handle, similar to this. In my opinion, it doesn't have to be black. The handle doesn't have to be black. I've heard that the color black holds it and channels power better than any other color, probably because it's a combination of all the colors. Some say that the handle also needs to be metal. My 𝗧𝗵𝗡 handle is neither metal nor black. You can see this. You can see it here. I've used it for over 50 years. I purchased other black-handled knives to substitute for this 𝗧𝗵𝗡, but I've always returned to this one. It is the main ritual tool for Wiccans and witches alike. The 𝗧𝗵𝗡 traditionally represents air for us witches and is represented by the suit of swords in the tarot. I think of the blade in general as a weapon and as a defense and authority, and neither of those things denote air to me. I feel that to construct a knife, you've got to use fire, air, water, and of course, ore for the earth. And it is a powerful tool as a result. In my Gardnerian Book of Shadows, we have a list of inscriptions that must be etched onto the blade of the 𝗧𝗵𝗡. I don't believe that etching signs and sigils on the blade or handle is necessary, but at the time that I etched mine, I felt it added specialness and power to the knife, so you might want to do the same. Of course, you don't really need to buy anything to be a witch or a Wiccan. Any unused knife can be your 𝗧𝗵𝗡. When holding and using the 𝗧𝗵𝗡, you use the index and middle fingers to add power that flows from your body to the blade. You hold it like that. I don't know if you can see that. Let me put this where you can see. So you've got your two fingers here, and you hold it, and it holds like that. So you're not holding the blade like that. You like that. Of course, you know, a knife can be dangerous, and because of this, more power is projected into your spells through the dangerous nature of the knife. The next tool is the sword. I think of the sword as a very large 𝗧𝗵𝗡. I had a 4-foot long sword that I gave to a trusted friend when I downsized and moved out of New Hampshire to Nevada into a 35-foot motorhome. I just couldn't carry it all. I had to give some stuff away, I purchased that sword, I think, at the Warlock shop in Brooklyn back in the 70s. To get it home, I had to ride the New York City subway. Imagine riding on public transportation holding a 4-foot sword today. Anyway, I got on the train and sat down. People on the train looked at me, but no one moved away or to another car, nor even looked concerned. Of course, that was the 70s, A policeman approached me and asked me about the sword. So I told him it was a ceremonial sword and it was the only way I could get it home was on the subway. Most people in New York City don't own a car, He stood and looked at me for a good long time and then decided I probably wouldn't kill anyone with it, and it was used as exactly as I said it was. That was over 45 years ago. Today, I would have been beaten to the ground, arrested, questions afterwards, and probably spend at least one night in jail and fined on top of that. Couldn't do that. Things have changed. In any case, a sword can be used in place of the 𝗕𝗲𝗡 when creating a circle, and is usually used during initiations, just for the theatrics of it, The next tool, the wand, can be used in place of the 𝗕𝗲𝗡 or sword and is regarded as a feminine energy. Tell that to Harry Potter. The wand can also be etched the same as the 𝗕𝗲𝗡 and sword. It is held with the same 2-finger configuration and is used in the same way in the construction of the circle. Generally, the wand is made of wood, but it can be made of any material. I made my first wand from a branch of a rose bush from the backyard of my first home. I removed the thorns. Who knows, it might have been more powerful or dangerous in my mind's eye if I had left thorns on it. A wand is used when you want to perform gentle magic. A sword, a 𝗕𝗲𝗡, wand is used to focus your will. It is your choice of which to use and when. My stuff is being shipped slowly from the United States to Switzerland, so I don't have all of my tools. But this is a wand made of copper. I consider this a very powerful wand because of the quartz crystal at that end and the stone at that end, and the fact that it's copper, which transmits electricity, as you well know. This wand was also a gift from a friend, and it has a raven on it, from a friend who is not a witch, but does woodwork and thought that I would really like this. This wand is my current wand, and I purchased it. I just adore the shape of it, style of it. The handle on it fits my hand perfectly. So as I said, you just end up swapping out tools according to how you got them, when you received them, how much you like them, when you feel like using them, Candles are a very versatile tool that can be used for a variety of purposes, including focusing energy, setting intention, and biggest of all, creating an atmosphere. It is also a light to guide the spirits to the circle and to allow you to see what you're doing. You can use any color, but I use colors representing the 4 cardinal directions, and each color has its unique meaning. I use green or brown to represent the earth and place it in the north. White or pale blue to represent air and place that in the east. Red for fire, of course, placed in the south. I usually use blue or green for water, sometimes white, and place that in the west. I also use a white candle for the altar, and it represents spirit. The bell is used in conjunction with the lighting of the candles to announce to the spirits that you are here and to call them to you. Rowley decided to leave and go chase the birds. I have a cauldron which doesn't. Actually, they're used to make soup and stews. They still are, and are called Dutch ovens. The earliest printed illustration of a cauldron being used in the context of witchcraft can be found in 𝗪𝗏 Monitor's Book of Witches and Female Soothsayers, first published in 1489. I guess the male soothsayers didn't cook. I use my cauldron to burn incense and paper used in spells, although the cauldron on the right in this picture is to be eaten. It's chocolate. It would be great to use it in a chocolate circle for the 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗃, which seems to fall around Easter when chocolate is cheap. The chocolate pot is in celebration of La Fête de l'Escalade. It commemorates the attack on the Geneva city walls by the troops of the Duke of Savoy during the night of 11/12 December 1602. The citizens of Geneva, armed with nothing more than courage and halberds, men and women alike, ran out of their houses to defend the city alongside the bourgeois military and the city soldiers. They fought off the enemy using any means at hand. Stories tell of the courage of La Mère Réaume, who scalded the Savoyard attackers with a pot of stew when she threw it out the window. I'm still learning pronunciation of French, so please forgive me. Since the 1880s, chocolate cauldrons decorated with the coat of arms of Geneva have been sold and eaten at this time of year, every year, in honor of her bravery. The chocolate cauldrons are stuffed with marzipan vegetables and gummy candy firecrackers. The pentacle is a 5-pointed star. The point is upward. It's often used as a symbol of protection and power. It can be worn as jewelry, which I forgot to put on, drawn on a piece of paper, or created with a natural element such as sand or earth. The pentacle represents the 5 elements of air, fire, water, earth, and spirit. The circle surrounding the star represents the universe combining and containing the 5 elements. In the tarot, the pentacle generally means wealth of some type. Inscribed on a small silver platter is a pentagram that I use as a plate for libation during circles. Along with the plate for offerings, you will need a cup for liquid libations. The chalice is a cup that I use to represent the female divine. It's a symbol of feminine energy. During the circle, an 𝗧𝗵𝗡 is plunged into the cup and its liquid to celebrate the union of males and females. The bowline is a curved knife that is used for cutting herbs and plants. It is a symbol of the moon because of its crescent shape. But you can also use a white-handled knife dedicated to cutting and inscribing to cut herbs and plants or anything else you want to cut. It's a utility knife since the bowline is hard to use when inscribing. A bowline is not listed in my Gardnerian Book of Shadows, but a white-handled knife is. Now, I don't use a white-handled knife. I used to have one. In fact, I think I still have one, but it hasn't been shipped here to Switzerland. I use a Walmart special. See? If you can see it there. This is sharp, it's dangerous, and it works. So I would say, as long as you kind of more or less keep it special to the circle, you can use any kind of knife you want. I would suggest a really good sharp one because you will be cutting things. Wicca and witchcraft are ancient traditions that can be practiced in many different ways. The tools of Wicca and witchcraft can be used to focus energy, set intentions, and create an atmosphere. They can also be used to celebrate the 𝗪𝗏𝗪s, Sabbats, and other holidays in Wicca and witchcraft. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned practitioner, these tools can help you connect with the natural world and the divine. And so welcome to my video series on Wicca and Witchcraft. I'm Raven Crone, and I'll be your guide on this journey. The next video will cover the altar and how to make one and that kind of stuff. Join me on Patreon, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram under the name Raven Crone, or under the name Book of Shadows and Lights, or both. Take care of you and yours. Blessed be you and all your works. So mote it be, and so it is.